guys, it's Kyrae and tomorrow is Easter, so I thought it would be fun to participate in celebrating Easter by creating a piece of art based off of the holiday. I created this piece using crescent render paper followed by just a generic H2 pencil, some Prismacolor inking pens, and I started off using some really cheap watercolor pencils that I found hiding away in my room. I've been experimenting with them and I use this scribble technique. I'm not sure if there's a particular, proper technique or application for watercolor pencils, but I generally just kind of scribble where I want the color to be and I just let the water distribute and blend it all together. So after that, I decided to color the majority of the piece using Copic markers. Alright, so I'd like to give you a little bit of a backstory on what this piece is about. So, for Easter, there's the Easter bunny, and there's a basket, and there's candy, and eggs, and there's a huge dinner, and if you follow a religion, I'm sure there's some sort of story or history behind the holiday for you. But for now, I'm just going to talk about the Easter Bunny, and the Easter Bunny is this iconic figure, and it's depicted as this fluffy and friendly bunny, skipping around with a basket of eggs to hide and give to children, and I wanted to play off of that and twist it around a little bit. So I really like the whole idea of magic and fantasy and good versus evil, and I listen to a band called the Birthday Massacre a lot, and a rabbit is actually their iconic symbol, and their color palettes are these pinks and purples and blacks, so I wanted to incorporate all of this into my piece, and I decided to make what I like to call the Feaster Bunny. The Feaster Bunny is this whacked out and demented bunny who has gone mad psycho. He wasn't always evil, but now he is, and he lives in this enchanted forest similar to a Wonderland type place. And instead of sharing eggs and candy with children, he steals the eggs and hoards them for himself to devour in the shadows where he lives. So this particular drawing is of the Feaster Bunny getting ready to chow down on his spoils. He's equipped with a cute party hat that he also stole from a kid, and it says Happy Feaster on it because he's the Feaster Bunny, not the Easter Bunny, so it's his duty to celebrate being the Feaster Bunny. So he scribbled on his little hat and has it on, and he's got this majestic, not a fur coat, but maybe a velvet type coat. I put a card in his pocket just to kind of tie in that whole Wonderland theme, and he's got a fork in the air because he's excited to just crack this egg open and devour it. But before he became this way, he was actually a very noble being. He was very popular amongst the children and families of all classes, and he would always get invited to royal parties and celebrations. Much like a clown in a circus, he provided entertainment and satisfaction to all of his friends. But, like most entertainers, eventually they get replaced. When society no longer had any use for him, he was slowly just cast out, and a new bunny came into town, and this was the Easter Bunny. He was tall, he was beautiful, he was majestic and very friendly, and he visited every child and family and provided them with candy and eggs. He would hide these enchanted eggs that were blessed by magical hens, and it is believed that these eggs would grant wishes and give good luck. But the Feaster Bunny knew that this was a scam. But every time he tried to warn the people that this Easter Bunny was, lying and that these eggs did nothing, and he literally just, took them from a farm, etc., they would just brush him off and ignore him and like tell him like, oh, you're just jealous because, you're a waste of talent and this guy is actually legit and you should just go back to where you came from because you are nothing now. You are a nobody. We don't want you. Go away. Be gone, pest. And, that really hurt him. That really hurt his feelings. And no one wants to be rejected or forgotten, but it happens all the time to musicians and artists and, people in life. So after many failed attempts of trying to convince these people that, they're idiots for believing this bunny, he started to dwell on the negativity. He suffered from extreme depression, and that jealousy that they accused him of, he started to actually feel for real. He generated this huge amount of hatred, and it consumed him, his personality, like it consumed his personality, it consumed his physical appearance. He went from looking beautiful to like scraggly and crazy, and like he stopped sleeping, he stopped, being the person he was, and started to really develop into this villain that I've created him to be. So he figured, if they're not gonna love me like the way I am, I'm gonna give them a reason to hate me. And so every year when the Easter Bunny starts his event, the Feaster Bunny plans a way to ruin it by waiting for the Easter Bunny to hide the eggs. So the Easter Bunny will come around and, say hi to all the children and like give them their candy, and then like at the end of the day, the Easter Bunny goes into the forest and hides these eggs. And whatever children find them, like they get to grant these wishes. And the Feaster Bunny patiently waits in the forest, and once the Easter Bunny leaves to go tell the children about the hunt, the Feaster Bunny strolls around and intercepts the eggs and takes them for his own, and rolls them away to his little rabbit hole and area of the forest. And, this is a very sad story, but I think all villains deserve a spotlight. And you have to think that at some point, every villain wasn't always evil. They were probably innocent and good, and something happened to them that flicked a switch. And maybe it was an instant sort of decision, or maybe it was something that happened gradually over time, and they become someone different, and they leave it, and they leave their old self behind, and now they live as a new person. So this is the Feaster Bunny. He's not technically evil. He was a good person, and people kind of made a monster out of him and, degraded him and belittled him and made him feel like he was nothing, to the point where he was nothing, and he reinvented himself to get revenge on everyone that, didn't believe in him and didn't want him anymore. So even though he was trying to be the good guy, like the hero, to like tell them like, hey, this guy is lying. These eggs are just regular eggs. They don't do anything special. And I don't know, it's a sad story when you think of it, but I really like this character that I've created and the story I've given him. So let me know if you like this Feaster Bunny, and be sure to follow me on all of my social media, and I hope to create something else very soon. So thank you so much for watching. My name is Kyrae Jenkins, and I will see you all for another video in the future. I hope you have a fantastic Easter if you celebrate it, and make sure you hide your eggs from the Feaster Bunny because he will take them from you if you let him. Bye, guys!